live on YouTube, and listen back on Spotify. This is the World of Football podcast.
Good evening to everyone with their WrestleMania hangovers. By the way, what a WrestleMania that was the past 2 days, but we'll get onto that shortly. But aside from that, welcome into the World of Football podcast. Welcome in on YouTube, and if you're listening on back on Spotify as well. We've got a decent show lined up for you tonight, and as this man next to me is absolutely knackered, I'm knackered myself as well. We're gonna, as a certain Wrexham fan says, everyone knows his name. We're going to keep it short, and we're going to keep it sweet, baby. But aside from that, I'm going to welcome in first, Mr. Reece Russell. How are you doing? What a weekend it was for you. Desmond against Liverpool, arguably the best WrestleMania of all time. Got some mad previews coming up, and boy, mate, plug your channel straight away because you've been smashing it the last few days.
Oh man, it's been surreal. First of all, everyone that's watching, thank you very much for tuning into the World of Football podcast. Don't mind me being rude. I'm just creating the two review streams. They've now officially been set live for tomorrow and Wednesday because Ailey will be returning to the channel. Got some guests on the channel as well for the review shows. This man right here in particular, that side, depends on which way I'm pointing. We have, I'm just going to put it right now because WrestleMania has been absolutely fucking huge for the channel. On Friday afternoon, we started on 58 subs after the channel got murdered by New Japan last year. When I was on, it was my own personal channel that I changed into a wrestling channel and game and stuff, and that had about 350 subscribers, something like that. But New Japan, a promotion I actually like because I love Japanese wrestling, fucking butchered my channel. So we were on 58 subs on Friday afternoon. We're now, in the space of a weekend, we're now at 91. So we're 9 subs away from 100. We are also hello gorgeous. We are 9 subs. Well, it's my channel, but it's a collective effort with all my community and all that. So we're 9 subs away from 100. We're now sitting on 61.2 watch hours as well. That is active over the whole weekend. We're now sitting on 6,000 views. That includes 4,033 hours of real time. So that is literally killing it right now. YouTube Shorts are obviously dive on the channel. A lot of the subs have come from YouTube Shorts. Like, literally, I've got over the past few days, and I can literally put up right now from where I all started. There's a video that I posted that got me 2,200 views. I've got one that's at just under 500. There's ones at 1,200. Like, it's the hard work I put in, but it comes at a price. It can be quite exhausting, but it's only exhausting if you don't like it. It's exhausting because I love it, and it does tire me out because it means that I'm really enjoying it if I'm putting all the energy in, but I'm living on extra energy. Everybody knows that, but it's been incredible. I had, obviously, even though he's a Liverpool fan, which is a damn shame, I had Jamie on the channel on Friday where he did the preview show with me. Jamie Talks Football, the Liverpool fan, obviously is a mutual friend of our channel because obviously we all with Doug, etc. So he was on that. That's sitting on 81 views. It's doing really well. Review show tomorrow at half past 6. I've set it for, and then I've done 6 o'clock, and I've done the night 2 review show on Wednesday for 7:30 because I'm in the office and I'm on the late shift. So there's no fucking way I'm going to do that on time. Good thing about it though is it's a collective effort and it's absolutely insane. And that's
good suggestion, and YouTube Shorts as well. If I have time to do it, love it.
I know that for my channel we're looking into TikTok. I barely understand TikTok for the life of me, so I can't really say much. I have used TikTok, but I'm not really a fan. But TikTok does get a lot of channel growth from what I've seen. I just do it for fun, but if we get the numbers, we get the numbers. But the fact that we're sitting 9 away from 100 after the channel got previously murdered, and the fact that we've got 6,000 views, and that includes well over 4,000 in real time. That just shows hard work really does pay off. So I'm genuinely proud. I'm genuinely proud of this. So thanks. But this is also another special place in my heart, is this channel and this product that we're doing as well. So we're here to talk football, and everybody knows this is my fucking show. So let's do this. It is actually the most popular app right now. It is killing it right now. The numbers. So I'm all for it. In any way, shape, or form. If anything, I like having people involved, and I like people that want to get involved. So that's why we're getting Nathan on our review show this week, because he's always wanted to come on the channel, because he's not had a chance to talk wrestling with me except when we've actually been in Cardiff together. So, dude, you can have both nights or either night, whichever one you want. You're in. You're locked in.
Yeah, I'll let you know the night, because I've got commitments this week, but I definitely need to come on. And I guess as CM Punk would say, my favourite, got to get some stuff off my chest. You know, we absolutely love to see it.
You can have that this week, my friend. You can have that. How are you doing from the week? How are you doing though from the weekend? How's things?
I'm very decent. It was a great weekend of football, you know, but a little bit of spoiler for later on tonight. I know I get onto it every single week, but
yeah, he is going to have one of these.
I am fuming this week, but we'll get onto that. Apart from that, it's been a decent week for my companion right here, but we're going to get straight onto it. Manchester United up against Liverpool. I'm going to give Reece the floor in a second, but I just want to give my sort of thoughts as a neutral fan. I watched the whole game on Sunday afternoon. I was particularly impressed as well. What a game it was! I mean, Man United Liverpool never really disappoints at Old Trafford, does it? But I'm just going to keep it very brief to sort of my opinions of what I saw from Sunday afternoon. So personally, it was a fantastic first half from Liverpool, and I did think they were going to steamroll it if they did perform like the way they did in the first half. Absolutely fantastic. However, I just don't know what happened with the Liverpool really dropped off. I thought their wingers in particular were poor in the second half as well. Salah was absolutely terrible, and at the end of the day, the Liverpool fans, no matter which way you look at it, they're going to pull a wool over your eyes because he scored a penalty. No, Salah was absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful the whole match, wasn't he? Wasn't impressed with Luis Diaz either. Darwin Núñez, terrible in my eyes. But the one thing I've got to get onto, Bruno Fernandes, what an absolutely stunning goal that was from the halfway line. I don't know what Kelleher was doing, but absolutely magical to even do that in such a big game and what you could describe a derby. Fair play to him. Absolutely stunning. I'm sure Reece is going to allude to some points on that because it was just magical, wasn't it? Mino and Kambala as well. What talents they look coming through in that United squad as well. I'm keeping it unbiased here, by the way, guys. Kambala at the back had a very, very good game from set back at Menu as well. He's got to be in the England squad for me as well. Mm-hmm. In my personal opinion, Liverpool now really need to pick up momentum moving forward, especially if they want to beat Arsenal and stay in that title race as well. Because at the moment, for me, it looks like it's going to be Arsenal doing it. As much as I kind of want to see Man City doing it, I can see Man City winning the league. I just want something a little bit different, and I can see something a little bit different happening there as well. But the one thing I will say, though, is especially the first half, it was a bad result for Manchester United, but fair play to them for getting it back to Desmond's. I wasn't impressed by you guys in the first half. And this is an absolutely dreadful result for Liverpool as well. For drawing at Old Trafford, where you should have killed it off, and B, this is a really, really bad moment for the title race. But that's my piece said on it as a neutral. Reece, take it away, man.
Well, let's do this with the utmost respect and overall commitment and energy that this channel truly deserves. I'm wearing a matching hoodie and cotton set, but I've got to do this in the way that I know best. Hello all.
Here he goes.
Right, let's do this. First of all, I concur with your comments about, first of all, the Desmond and Mo Salah. I said it on the show a couple of weeks ago after the game at Old Trafford and the FA Cup as well. that Mo Salah was the worst Liverpool player on the field.
Mhm.
He is desperate. He is desperate for good performance. I mean, I need to have some first. Just because you're looking at my chest, mate, pervert. When you look at the whole game as a whole, like Mo Salah, yeah, he did score a penalty. He did score a open play goal through deflection at Old Trafford as well in the FA Cup. Yes, he has scored the most goals now against Man United in terms of Premier League players, but and for Liverpool, but when you actually look at it in a circumstance, he has gone missing in these games, and I think it's
another thing that I'd like to add
reliance.
with Mo Salah as well is look how many years that he's now been at Liverpool, and in particular how bad Manchester United have been. It's not much of a stat there. As if I was a Manchester United fan, I would be thinking about it because it would be a little bit better that Shearer was there, considering Blackburn, Newcastle, not really. No offense to like Blackburn or anything, but no affiliation towards like Manchester United at all. But at the end of the day, having a Liverpool player doing it is slightly annoying. But you got to look at it that it could be much worse. And if he was there for only a few seasons, then okay, that is absolutely shocking. But the fact he's been there, well, for nearly about 7 or 8 years now. Yeah, that's
he
game, isn't it?
I would like to. I haven't seen a Liverpool fan be honest about Mo Salah like this season alone, and that's not me saying I'm actively looking for it. I haven't seen a Liverpool fan all season be honest about Salah. He's been fucking dreadful. Like his performances are shocking. He scores goals, big deal. Like cool. You score goals, mate. But he's been the equivalent of what Roy Keane said about Erling Haaland without build-up play. He's just a League 2 player. When Mo Salah's done nothing of the sort and commitment to his team, you really do see an impact. I think in terms of Liverpool's performance in the league, Elliott really shone again. I think he was excellent in both games. I think the midfield was solid. Now they're going to come back and they're going to say, oh, they've got injuries, they're playing young players. Well, so are we. We only had 2 fit centre-backs.
At the end of the day, the thing you've got to look at, especially with Kelleher's performance, in my personal opinion, there's no excuse. Because look at how long Kelleher's been in and around that first team now. Look at the amount of first team opportunities he's had. Look at the amount of appearances in the cup. At the end of the day, if he wants to cement himself as a top 6 backup goalie, he can't be having clangers this bad, especially in a game against Manchester United.
Absolutely. And speaking of clangers, definitely a 50-50 one, but I think going to start with the obvious. United actually started the game really well. It took them a while to finally get a shot on target, but in terms of circumstance, they were really dominating the possession against Liverpool. At one point, Man United had 65% possession against Liverpool, and it was sustained possession, but they weren't doing anything. And then Liverpool were just breaking, shot after shot, any opportunity they can get, and it was really telling. But I think once they started taking the shots on United's goal, United were like, well, if that's how they're going to play this, then fine, we're just going to take the game to Liverpool. Obviously, the goal scored by Diaz. First of all, I've seen people blaming Kobe Mainoo for it, or they're blaming whoever's standing in front of the goal. I don't think there is anyone you can theoretically blame there. I mean, do people not realise that Andy Robertson is one of the best corner takers in football? That's not just me being unbiased because he's Scottish. It's purely consistently when he takes a set piece or even just a general corner into the box, Andy Robertson's got a very good delivery, and it's consistent to where he wants it to go. And positioning wise, Mainoo is beaten in that, obviously, because he gets beaten off a yard to step by Van Dijk. It falls to Diaz, and then boom, Diaz scores, and we're already in the circumstance. United by that point were really under the wave, because it was at that point where Liverpool had 7 consecutive shots on United's goal where they should have been 3 or 4-0 up. If you want to be honest, Liverpool should have been 5-0 up at half time, and I have to say that in the greatest disrespect to my club, because it's a disrespect that we played like that. It was embarrassing. But the enjoyment of the immediate start to the second half, where I think Liverpool were just happy to go, well, United aren't going to really do anything. We're 1-0 up. We've had so many shots. Are they going to score? No. But you should never write off your greatest rivals in a game where they've literally just beaten you as well in one of the biggest cup games ever. Like, it's a real importance on match quality and performance where it's that you have that adopted personality and that mentality to go and win. Like, I'm going to discuss Kobe Mainoo in a different way in a few minutes, but first of all, Bruno Fernandes scoring his 50th Premier League goal in the 50th minute is actually hilarious, like brilliant coincidental timing. But that goal theoretically shouldn't be happening. Like, that goal shouldn't be. One, why is Kelleher like on outside the 18-yard box?
Yeah.
And also, why is Kwanzaa passing the ball back in such a fashion when he's in a good position to progress the ball forward? Like, or even like just switch it wide, like over a long position, but instead, no, he plays it right into the middle to Van Dijk, who is not getting anywhere near it. Fernandes is at it like a terrier, wins the ball, and doesn't even take a touch. It's just first time, beautiful. And I agree with Jamie Redknapp's analysis as well. The shot basically says either Kelleher takes his hand and gets sent off, or he lets it go. I think Kelleher would have risked taking the red, but that would have put Liverpool in an even bigger position because I don't think they've got a good goalkeeper after Kelleher.
No,
and
that
obviously that's not me discrediting Alisson. Obviously, Alisson's way at the picture. It's just at the moment all they've got is Kelleher. I don't know who else they've got. I doubt they're any good. So I think it's a great goal, but also by the meaning of it, there's no way he was getting that. And if he did get it, then he would be getting sent off. United then go and get the second goal, which I think really surprised United fans. Sustained possession, again taking more chances, being more brave with the ball, really taking it to Liverpool. And I think Liverpool were proper shitting themselves. Get the goal, beautiful by Kobe Mainoo. He doesn't even look when he wins the ball. He doesn't even look at the goal. The whole movement, he is turning and looking at the ball when he shoots. That to me is absolutely exquisite. That's something that I like in a footballer with confidence. I think he's got the best touch in the United team right now in terms of retaining possession. It's hard to win the ball off him. I think he is a star in the making. Like, he has got unbelievable potential. I don't know what he'll become in terms of being a world beater. I don't know. That's obviously thrown around a lot, but he has the quality to be one of the best holding midfield players in the world, or box-to-box players, depending on what he wants to be. And I love the fact at the very end, his interview, when he says, yeah, I scored, but we didn't win the game, so we didn't get 3 points. It means fuck all. I absolutely love that. Like that is I wish that our players would understand that. Just, no, we didn't win the game, so our goals mean fuck all. We should be winning these matches. That's mentality that this team lacks. And he's got it at such a young age. And I'm like, this kid is already Man United captain in my eyes. The way he conducts himself, like, he is a Man United captain in the next 3-4 seasons, the way he's going. And I wouldn't bat an eyelash. I would give it to him. In 2-3 years' time, I would just go, Kobe Mainoo, you're already there. Here you go. You're done. You're not done in terms of you're going anywhere. You're done. You're ready. Here, you're the captain. And I'd be all right with that. And I would be. And furthermore, first of all, Booker T, again, doing his best impression of costing Man United games. Absolute joke. Like, Wan-Bissaka from now on, I'm just going to call him Booker T, because he wasn't going for a tackle. He wanted to spin a Rooney. And he's unlucky, but I'm going to say this as well. Harvey Elliott dived. Like, Harvey Elliott, he dived. That was never a fucking penalty. Like, he clearly puts his foot down into the dangling leg and gets caught. It's never a penalty. United should have won that game, but I think, considering how bad we were in the first half, a 2-2 draw is the right result. But I'm also extremely disappointed that we didn't win the game, considering the fact that, one, it was never a penalty to begin with. That's the only thing I've been let down by. Like, seriously let down by that. But in truth, though, the fact that they actually turned around, they didn't let the heads didn't drop. That's back-to-back games against Liverpool where the heads didn't drop, and it was, in a way, positive results. But we push on, and hopefully we can carry on some momentum, because we do have the likes of Arsenal still to come as well. And our last game of the season is Brighton. That's a tricky one, but I like our running. I like what we've got, and it's nice to see the players are working their way onwards, and we see where we go. That's my take on the game.
Absolutely well said. I mean, looking at your running, it's sort of a 50-50 one. So you got Bournemouth this Saturday, then obviously moving on the Newcastle game to be rearranged. Then you got to play both Sheffield United and Burnley, one after another at home. That's a good result for us in those top 4 places or in Europe. But then Crystal Palace and then Arsenal at the last game of the season. Now, if the title race comes right down to the wire, that game could be absolutely massive for the Gunners. Like, even for you guys in some aspect, if you still have something to play for, like, we could be looking at a really exciting last day. But aside from that, where does, obviously after now this Liverpool game, this is really your second to last big game of the season. What's your expectations moving forward from here now, between now and the end of the season?
I still think the main expectation is winning the FA Cup. I think people that want the top 4 are more interested in that. I want the FA Cup. We really need to cement something. We need to win something to actually can have any form of positivity going into the next season. But we also need to really evaluate certain people at this club in their positions in the future. Not just the manager, but for me, the medical staff need to be told at the end of the season, you're done. Like they need to be relieved of their duty and replaced by proper medical staff. So we'll see where that goes. And yeah, top priority for me is the FA Cup, not finishing 4th or 5th. Like for me, it's the FA Cup.
Absolutely well said. I mean, at the end of the day, even like finishing in the Europa League, etc., I know it's not, especially for a lot of Man United fans, it's not ideal, but at the end of the day, as you said many times, Reece, you've got to go for trophies in these scenarios. And who's to say we don't know how brutal the Champions League can be, especially from next season when the new rules come into play. But maybe even dropping into the Europa League, getting that Europa League title if you can, getting that free pass into the Champions League, that could do you guys a whole load of good. That's another trophy on the table at the end of the day.
I hate these fans. We've seen this before from fans, and it's all over it's all over social media as well. And this is what I hate about fan bases these days. This is when you know football's gone, except from certain fan bases that actually know what it means. There's certain fan bases that would take a top 4 finish over an FA Cup, or a top 4 finish over a Carabao Cup, or they'd rather finish 4th than win the Europa League. I said it last week's show. I said it the show before that. I said it the show before that, and I'm going to say it again this week. And I'm going to make it the mantra going forward. We're just going to get a banner of these exact words. Nathan's going to put up a banner of these exact words.
Yeah.
If you don't want to win trophies, go and play fucking badminton.
There we go.
Exactly. That is my new mantra for people that do not want trophies. If you don't want to win trophies, play badminton.
Absolutely well said. I think the funniest take that we had from you earlier, and honestly, I will just laugh in the face of anyone who says this. Mm-hmm. If you want to finish 4th instead of winning the Europa League, there is something clearly brain dead with you.
Oh yeah, it's exactly what I said. My exact words are: if you don't want to win a trophy, then go and support Crystal Palace. Yeah. Even
funnier than that, 4th still gets you in. Well, no, winning the Europa League still gets you in the Champions League.
But it gives you a success. End of the day, finishing. Here's a true fact, by the way. Nobody's gonna. There's a certain fan base on social media that's not gonna like this. Mikel Arteta's 6 months when he first got the job is better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer finishing 2nd because he won an FA Cup.
Very good point.
Because at the end of the day, finishing 8th is the same as finishing 2nd. You still lost to the league champions.
It absolutely is.
Yeah, like
he's got a good point.
But this is why people who hide from managers like Allegri or even a Fabio Capello in his prime and all that, or because they don't want managers, or even a Hansi Flick because he didn't succeed with Germany, or Luis Enrique because he's over in Paris. they don't want these managers because, or even a Conte. I mean, to be fair, I'd rather have Allegri over Conte because he can manage 2 games a week. But they all have one thing in common: they want to win, and they want to win trophies. They do not care if they play beautiful football or ugly football. Simeone as well. Like, end of the day, they're there to win trophies. Same as Ancelotti. Like, you can play beautiful football in your own way. Like, defensive football is beautiful when you're actual masterclass shutting teams out. Like, the best defensive football shutting out the best attacking football, and then winning a trophy at their expense. Like Atletico winning the league against Real Madrid, who won the double that season, and then Barcelona, who won nothing. Like, that's beautiful. Like, this is what people don't understand. And I guarantee anyone in that chat right now, if I literally went to you, would you take would you rather have Mourinho in his prime, where it means you're playing shutout, but it means you'll win trophies, or you stick with the current manager and you've got no hope in hell? You're taking the manager who exactly. You're taking the manager who's craving trophies. Like, that is the fundamental point of football. Football, you're there to win. It's called the beautiful game, but it's also about winning trophies. And
I mean, well said. But another thing that I will say about Julio's comment below, this is why I'll always say that Tottenham are the most stupid football club in the world. Got a serial winner in charge, cup final. Sack the best cup final manager a week before, and replace him with someone who's never managed before.
They could have won it.
Illusion. They would have won it for me.
Yeah, I reckon Son and Kane would have had a masterclass in that final. Like, they would have done. They would have had the masterclass in that cup final, but they chose. Nah, you know, right? We'll sack him. We'll bring in Ryan Mason because Ryan Mason's got nice hair. And Mourinho's going bald. But then Mourinho goes and wins a European trophy. Like, licking the lips, and I'm like, this is what I don't understand about these football clubs. And any fan who this is why people who always says who's the best Man United manager post Sir Alex Ferguson, and then people say it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because we played good football and because we beat City in X amount of derbies. All right, cool, but Mourinho also won the Community Shield, whether you like it or not. He won the League Cup and he won the Europa League, which is, funnily enough, what Sir Alex Ferguson came to Man United to do. His first ever press conference wasn't about playing beautiful football. His first press conference in November 1986 was, if we want to win the European Cup, Man United need to win the league. And that's not an expectation for Alex Ferguson. Manchester United must win the European Cup, and the only way to do that is by winning the league, because 26 years is a long, long time.
Yeah.
His words. And funnily enough as well, people say that Sir Matt Busby was all about beautiful football. Sir Matt Busby also said famously that he never wants to see Manchester United come second to anybody. And yet people
winning mentality.
But give me top 4. Give me top 4. Fuck off. You melts. Top 4 apologists can get fucked.
Absolutely correct. That's the thing. I'll always say it, and I know this bias coming from me, but Solskjaer's teams in the end seasons looked absolutely spineless as anything.
They played some good football at times. They did.
At times.
But Mourinho's team was more consistent. Far more consistent. And here's another thing as well, which is actually quite ironic. A lot of like the Mourinho fans or the Solskjaer fans, like, they go back and forth over Twitter arguing who used players better in terms of position. All right, I'll let them. I'll say, for example, that I'll give Solskjaer the credit. He definitely used Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial. Out of all the managers available, he's definitely used those two the best. But Mourinho used the likes of Pogba and Lingard the best. Because ironically enough, he played them in their proper positions. And it's why we won things. Now, unfortunately, he signed the wrong striker, and Romelu Luka Kardashian, his arse was getting too big and he was putting too much weight on. He was putting the beef in, and our fans were sticking by Luke Shaw over the manager and Martial when the manager was right all along.
Hmm.
Like, if one of the most successful managers of all time is telling a football player that generally you need a brain to play football, then why are you not listening to that manager? Yeah, he can be a moody prick, but he's also, in terms of the past 25 years, apart from Pep Guardiola and Sir Alex Ferguson and Carlo Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho is in the top 4 most successful managers of the 21st century. How can you not listen to him when he tells you you cannot win the Premier League with Martial and Marcus Rashford? Yes, you can win trophies with them. Like, you could win the odd FA Cup or the odd League Cup or whatever. But to actually win a league title, he specifically said Manchester United will never win the league with Rashford and Martial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just coming from the disconnect between the footballing level and the Glazers. Just complete delusion.
Oh yeah.
From what I can see from the outside, like Sessegnon would have been a great fit in that side. That's the most annoying thing.
Yeah.
And same with Danny, in a way, Danny Rose, but
I think his injury record is a problem. See if United had waited. I reckon if United had stuck with, even though it was getting really bad with the results, if United had stuck with Mourinho a little bit longer, and the fact that Real Madrid openly sold him to Real Madrid openly sold him to AC Milan, he's now, in my opinion, the best left back in world football. Man United could have ended up getting Theo Hernandez for a cut price fee as well as a left back.
Yeah,
and there you go. You've got the next Patrice Evra-esque fullback that Man United needed, and you've got the defensive fullback that he likes. But they're both bombing fullbacks. But Hernandez is just insane.
Yeah, taking Julio's comment down here, that Lukaku signing, I always knew as soon as he went to you guys was going to flop. I mean, we've seen it so many times, especially at Chelsea as well. With the going over to West Brom, down to Everton. At the end of the day, I know he's had success at Inter Milan, but Lukaku for like a top club he's just not good enough, sadly.
Yeah, I never
fit in there.
I never wanted Lukaku. I'm actually going to say something on stream that I've never said, but I've said it to a few people personally, but I've never said it live. But since then, I've always been a little bit skeptical. There was only 2 strikers that season that I actually wanted United to actually go out and poach.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, everyone will pretty much guess is Antoine Griezmann.
Yeah.
I'm a big Griezmann fan.
I mean, it made sense at the time. At the end of the day,
absolutely. The second one, shockingly, was Harry Kane. I thought right there and then maybe United should have signed Harry Kane in 2017. But when he chose to stay at Tottenham, and I was like, nah, I'm alright. Nah, I was like, I moved on quickly after that. I was like, nah, I'm not interested. Like, Morata, no problem, but like, we should have went and stuck in and got a Griezmann.
Yeah.
Like, he was right there for the taking. He was right there.
I mean, at the end of the day, that season, like, who was it? Harry Kane just decided, right, I'm going to stick with mediocrity for another 5 years.
Mm-hmm. That's why
I genuinely think he would have won a trophy at you guys under Mourinho. Yeah. And now he's gone to Bayern Munich, absolutely cursed them.
We're coming to Bayer Leverkusen.
We will be coming to Bayern, yeah.
Yeah, but in circumstance, like I've never wanted them since. In terms of Costa white out with Chelsea in 2017, though, no, I don't think we should have got Lukaku or Costa. I think Costa definitely was a good goal scorer for Chelsea, but he was also very much an issue there as well. That it wouldn't work. And I like Diego Costa, but not for me. I think it would have been a very unwise move.
Oh, definitely. But bearing in mind as well, when we come on to Lukaku, because I know there's going to be people in the comments who are saying, oh, this is all just hindsight. Like, looking back's great. At the end of the day, Man United fans were pushing for Lukaku. No. I mean, I'm pretty sure, Reece, you were so consistent on saying, like, no, Lukaku, don't want Lukaku, bad move. Same with Diego Costa as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing that people are pushing over their eyes again. But yeah, I don't think I've got anything about Man United. I think
I've never rated
comments on the.
I've never rated Lukaku. and I never will. Lukaku can go down as one of the top, most high-scoring strikers in terms of European football history, and I still wouldn't rate him with a barn door. Like I don't rate him at all. I never will. I would rather have. I genuinely would rather have Mauro Icardi, even though he's shagging someone else's wife with his own wife. I would rather have Mauro Icardi. I've got no interest in Luka Kardashian anywhere in modern football, let alone 90s football that he actually may have suited better. He ain't for me. We should never have signed him. Mourinho, I get he loves a big striker, but he signed the wrong striker, and he in the end he got what he deserved for it. He got what he deserved.
He absolutely did.
He got Burger King's cousin, Kim Kardashian's big brother.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. But we got another team to laugh at in Merseyside. Rightfully so as well.
Yeah.
Down to 8-point deduction. Luton Town, they're coming for you. Everton, absolutely. This is my personal opinion anyway. They've been found guilty again. I know they're going to appeal it. The first appeal obviously got rejected. Premier League sting them for even more points, and I'm absolutely loving every bit of it, to be honest. They completely deserve it.
I called it at the beginning of the season.
You did?
Luton Town are staying up. I'm just going to do the old-fashioned the craze video, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean, at the end, I think I need to get another banner. See, again, and it pains me to make it. Reece was right. Bring that banner back.
More than welcome to. I'm not objecting.
You know what? Let's
Illinois Julio, but he knows it's true. Julio's a brethren.
But yeah, let's get an article out and let's really dissect what's going on here.
Before we do, we really need to bring up that comment though, because that's spot on. That comment right there by Hella is spot on, because this is, when you look at the season in general, Everton and Nottingham Forest keep getting caught. Yet how are City still not getting caught? Like, in circumstance, I don't think they'll ever get caught, but I'm trying to actually find it, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
I think at the end of the day, when it comes to Man City scenario, it's completely different to what Everton are in. Because at the end of the day, the money stream that is coming in and success is really going to offset the amount of losses that they've been making. There is going to be a loss there, but it's whatever the punishments come in, it's nowhere near going to be as harsh as Everton. Like,
yeah,
I'm looking at the BBC article on it here. That it permits clubs to lose 105 million over 3 years, and Everton have breached that by 16.6 million. So, putting that into perspective, that's 120 million worth of losses. I'm sorry, but with the amount of stupid transfers and the wastes of money that Everton have done, I know they got this new stadium coming along the way, but that could have been offset elsewhere and pushed down the line a little bit with those finances.
Not to mention they're borrowing money from 777 to complete the stadium. That's been confirmed.
Which they are, because at the end of the day, that's going to be a debt going straight into it, and that'll be added to the loss pool as well. So no matter, even if Everton do stay up and stay up considerably for a few more seasons, they're just going to get hit after hit on a points deduction. And if you go down to the EFL, boy, they're getting absolutely stung to hell at the end of the day. And in that one, you're even going to have transfer embargoes, etc., which coming down from the Premier League, they're finished, mate. They're absolutely finished.
Oh yeah, they are finished, and I think we all stand as one to say that we hope they get absolutely ruined. Like I feel sorry for their fans. Like I always say that I feel sorry for their fans, but the people in charge at Everton deserve this. They absolutely deserve it, and they need kicked out of football. This is why football clubs need to be properly audited for who's actually in charge, because Everton should be losing money like that. No way. Even for like the money they've spent, their profit should be their profit margin should be a lot higher. Like, how they're losing so much money is an absolute shock.
Plus, the worst thing is as well, it could even get worse. This is 21-22. The first round of points deduction that actually came, I think it was from 2021.
That's
So
right.
we still got 22. We still got last season to get added onto there as well if they get found guilty.
I don't think
We've
they've
still
made a
got
profit.
this season. No, I don't think they have either. And this season is going to be really tight as well with the stadium move. So
I'm going to go on a limb.
they're going to be
I'm
absolutely
gonna go on a
in the
limb.
bin.
I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to make a very bold prediction. I don't think Everton have turned a profit since 2016. I think in the past 8 years, I think in the past 8 years they've been operating way above their losses. I'm going to say for the past years they've been at a loss, and if we can find that information out, because it'll be somewhere, if we can find that information out, we'll see just how close I am. Because it'll be.
The thing is, it has to be on there. It's a public document in the UK. Let's have a look if I can find it.
See if you can find it. See if you can find Everton's reported losses since 2015-16.
Let's have a look. I'm going to go back to 2010. So let's have a look. Bingo. Guess what I've just found, Reece? And the funny thing is as well, you know what? Let's shove it on the other screen.
I got to see this.
Full screen. It's on their website.
Zoom in. I got to see this. Let's see how close I am.
So, obviously, as this is a legal document in the UK, this goes all the way back to 2003.
Let's see how let's have a look at 2016 onwards. Let's have a look. Let's really shut them down once and for all. If you're an Everton fan watching this,
hide.
I wish I could say I'm sorry, but I've opened up the forbidden door.
The only problem is we're going to have to get through all of this waffle. And boy, it is waffle as well.
Yeah. I mean, look at all those fans. That is waffling. That's a lot of waffles.
So you have to wait till page 63 just to even get started. Right,
there we
go.
Go for it. See? Look at the massive wage turnover as well.
So just there alone, they've lost 20 million between 2015 and 2016.
And yet it says its highest achieved its second highest turnover that year. So pretty much when you look at years to look at, I'm pretty much right. You
are absolutely right. In fact, we could probably go through this every single season and it's just going to be loss. In fact, let's go through it.
I've exposed this club.
So there's Julio's prediction. 2017, because they made money. What do you reckon?
The Lukaku transfer was 2017, but I don't think it's enough.
No, it can't be. I mean, it must be bad considering they're struggling to load. That's when you know it's special.
It's just like their trophy haul since 1995.
I mean, they give Spurs a run for their money on it, don't they?
Yeah,
absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
Let's give this a time to load. Boy, this is slow. They did. That was the year that Ashley Williams had that fight, didn't he? I think it was against Villarreal?
Yeah.
If I can remember.
It was awful. It was awful.
In fact, this is another thing I want to look at as well. It's got to be a public document. Let's go to 22-21. 2021/22 season. Someone's got to. Here we go. No, that's
annual
actual
reviews.
losses.
The big one. Go for annual review of football finance. That one there, the second one, Deloitte. Look,
Well spotted.
Deloitte's the second one.
See if this is still going.
This is where the real pain begins for football clubs, because you can't hide from Deloitte. Like when it comes to actually reviewing your finances and your structure of what you're actually worth, there's no one better than Deloitte.
Absolutely said.
Apart from the mugs that they employ, of course, who look like mugs.
So let's look at Everton.
That's a fucking joke.
That's terrible.
I knew it. See what I mean? Like, this is how bad they are. Like, this is unacceptable.
Let's zoom in a little bit more.
You know what's funny? This is going to sound very harsh as well. See, for clubs that continuously run at a loss, they should be denied the chance to build a new stadium. Like, for me, you've got to present success. Like, so for example, like Man United, for me, like, for a new stadium, they've got to prove profit over, say, a 5-year period. Like, have you actually made profit over that period? And it has to be, if there's a loss in one season, then you've got to make up over 4.
Yeah.
But if it's flat out 3 losses and 2 profit seasons, then you should be denied it. Same with Liverpool. Like, you have to prove over a 5-year period, have you made profit in each of those seasons? Yes. Okay, here's the statistics. If not, boom, fail. Deny.
Yeah. I completely agree. I mean, I gotta say as well, that's another one that's gone under the radar.
Newcastle. And it'll be so much better this year because of the new owners. Annoyingly.
Because that, at the end of the day, that's just going to be scraped under the carpet. Yep. Oh wow, that's good. That failed to there we go. Right, as usual, skip the waffle.
You can type in the top. Look, you can type it. This is 39 pages this time.
To be fair, it's not too bad.
It's in the middle as well. You can do searches. Strategic report. Nope, that's not interesting. Although you've got Ken right, so that's a fail. Oh, profit, loss. Funny that, eh? Net debt nil. How can you have 0 net debt?
So according to Everton, they've just completely wiped out the net debt.
There is their trade performance. How?
Oh yeah, this was the first year of the TV rights, wasn't it?
Aye, 50 million just swept away. That's mental.
That's very sus.
And look at that, the revenue, funnily enough, goes up by 50.1 million, which is just over the net debt, like the net loss. Well, exactly, their net debt. They make 50.1. Sorry, actually, no, sorry. They make 49. They make 49.8 million, something like that, or 40.9, something like that. But then their debt's completely wiped. Nah, this is well fishy. That is actually quite sus. If you're a financer watching this, you might want to go back and look at 2017 for Everton. We'll just throw Everton under the bus.
Oh, absolutely. And in that case, oh my god. Oh, this is another long one, right?
Mikolenko and his ugly face. Right, type in on the top, see where it says your Zoom. Type in on number 1. Type that to page number 36.
36.
Yeah, let's just have a look from there. Oh, what do you know?
Genius, mate. Oh, actually, that's not it.
We're close
You're
though.
right to the top. Very close.
We're right at it. Oh.
This one's here we go.
There's no hiding this. This is your shares as well.
There we go. There's the FFP breach.
Unrecognized deferred tax assets of the group are 99.3 million. Those assets will be utilized as sufficient taxable profits are generated by group company periods. They have absolutely fluked away from major trouble to now get caught.
Because it's quite ironic how £109.2 million is literally the cut-off, the absolute top-notch loss that you can make before you get stung by the Premier League. That is extremely suspicious. Oh, I know they've also blamed the UK's corporation tax as well.
No surprise.
How sus is that? Yeah, that's mad. I wonder if they've... oh, they have. What page do you reckon this time, Reece?
23.
23.
Oh.
I'm not going to go to 23 just yet.
Because of this. Yeah. Company statements and equity change. That's bad. That is bad. Look at the sheer size of profit loss.
The worst thing as well, I'm pretty sure that is million.
It is.
That is absolutely shocking. The thing I keep...
this lot need punished heavy. They need humbled.
They do. Oh my god. Right, where's the... okay, there's the turnover. Off expenses. Here we go.
Look at the depreciation change. That's mad.
Nah, someone's been fiddling with that, I think. Someone's been really fiddling with this. Here we go. 89.
That's not good.
That's really not good.
Everton are an absolute fucking shambles.
I'm sorry, but how can you even put this in your statement? Carried forward losses of £110.4 million.
I've got no idea, but this is really it's beyond sus.
It's a joke.
Like, we've literally exposed Everton.
We have. I mean, what other podcast do you find online that literally delves into like confirmation statements and stuff? And
we did full on it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is a hobby for this channel to assault Everton. Like, we do properly assault Everton on this channel for the past 3 years. We have really assaulted them and gone at them for their finances, and it's because of how bad you are. And the reason we don't go after Man United is because Man United trump you for profit and revenue. And they've actually decided to bring people in and know what they're doing.
Exactly. Because otherwise they'd be in the same...
Yep.
It's in the same as Everton, so...
Everton.
In fact, now we've discussed Everton though, Reece, it's only fair that we also look at one other club.
Absolutely.
They don't even have it on their website.
Funny that, eh?
Mm-hmm. It's time to do the old-fashioned route. Okay, at least they have published their accounts, though. So when was the rule break, actually?
Yeah, you're not illegal. You're legally obliged to post your findings.
So what season was it?
When they came up or when they went nuts? It'd be 2 seasons ago, I think.
Just so I can get the correct one where it appears. Oh, it's got Everton there.
if you are watching, I hope you're enjoying the destruction of certain football clubs. Although we best be careful, or we best be careful because this is Mark Goldbridge's club, and we know he gets very sensitive about his club being attacked.
Deserves every bit of it. The thing is, we all know what Goldbridge is like. I would just like to see him just try and defend this, to be honest.
Oh, okay, it'd be so funny.
Yeah, it's going to be this. This is the one that really exemplifies it.
Yep.
You're the financial one, mate. Which is the best page?
Scroll up, just scroll down just a wee bit. I would go statement of cash flows.
14.
Yep. There you go. Look at the turnover. Loss of the financial year went from 45.6 to 67.2. And that's before tax.
So straight away, you can see pretty much stinking FFP breach. Right off the back of that.
And this is the end of June last year. This is summer 2023. This is not good.
No. So bearing in mind, if they do end up staying up this season, which they probably will, they're getting a huge one next season.
This is during Q2 as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Dangerous.
That is really dangerous.
Very dangerous. This is what's scary about these football clubs. It's what's scary about these football clubs.
That's why they got to get, as we said for years, they got to get this suitability of owner testing and really strict. Are there any other Premier League clubs on that you want to touch on, Reece? Have a nose at?
I'd say Chelsea.
One club I want to look into.
I would have said Chelsea, but that's just so much pain to read. Just reading all that would be so much pain because they do everything they can to hide.
I'm going to zoom in on that.
Well, they've came down. Wait, whoa. Is that a typo or is that a mad increase? That does say 90.1, right?
901 million.
How does it go from 121 to... How does it go from... Surely that's supposed to be 90.1. How does that go from 121
it's got to, surely.
900? Because
actually, no, there is a decimal point there.
I was going to say...
I'm sorry, but how can you use such a bad font in that, though?
So bad.
Oh, that's funny. But at the end of the day, that is an FFP... Well, yeah, that's an FFP breach coming in. So Chelsea are next to be investigated. Straight out there.
Yeah. I think the fact that they've brought theirs down, though, is interesting, though. Like they've brought theirs down. I don't think they'll get as much of a breach because they've actually brought the loss down. Plus, they do well in competitions or compete, at least, so the turnover's huge. That'll offset their losses a little bit.
100%. I mean, at the end of the day, is the Premier League are quite lenient, is the way you got to look at it. And if they can see that a club is really working on it within reason, the Premier League will be like, okay, that's fair enough. And I think they're going to do that with Chelsea, to be honest. But if they keep to their words, they'll do it. Let's get the big one out of the way. This shambles.
Yes.
That's a good start. Right. First of all, so we can get an accurate representation, and I'm not waffling about this.
I'm sorry, I can't. That is fucking beautiful.
Right.
The club's profits you've searched for cannot be found on the station. Please try again later. Julio is going to come at you now. 100%. He's going to come in.
Julio, come on, man. Right. So, what is the actual rule?
This is not going to end well. Be like Cardiff, make everything a 404 error. Please, Julio. This is your only chance to be relevant.
So it's got Leicester's there as well. EFL. Bearing in mind, we have had quite a few. Okay, that's Everton's.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's even better. The entire EFL handbook. Only 446 pages. Right, let's find an edit. Let's have a look. Okay, that's sporting sanctions. Okay, that's administration. Okay, so it's not on that one. Okay, let's read the Wales Online article and see where it goes.
Bear in mind, we've got less than an hour left as well.
I know.
You've got a wee rant to do.
I do. This is the start of the rant. I mean, just looking at this already hits my brain.
Perfect. Let's just get Nathan to talk about the Cardiff result of the weekend. Over to you, Nathan.
Oh, where do I start, man? You know what? Anyone who's seen me on Twitter, anyone who's seen anything, I'm not happy. I'm really not happy. So, getting absolutely turned over 3-1 by Hull. Abysmal performance. Just the way that Hull counter-attacked. Carvalho, he was just all over us at the end of the day. First goal, individual errors, first of all. Second goal, individual errors, defence teared up. And then what can we say about Nat Phillips? Absolute embarrassing defending. I'm sorry, but if it screams of a team that does not care. And the reason that this squad does not care is because they don't know who's going to be managing them this season. Because Vincent Tan doesn't have a clue what he's doing. Refusing to offer Bullet a new deal, refusing to give any accountability or any clues or hints of what his plan is for next season. Are you going to keep Errol Bullet? Are you going to sack Errol Bullet and bring someone else in again? Is he going to be a 15th or 16th manager in 12 years? Absolutely disgraceful. Yes. This is the reason why the players don't want to play. Well, it's not that they don't want to play; they don't want to give everything. We see that they're playing like they're on the beach. They're playing in some aspects from some certain individuals like they just don't care. At the end of the day, how can you expect them to put everything into it when they don't know the manager's position? Because at the end of the day, Errol Bullet was brought in at the start of the season. He's given promises. He was allowed to bring in free transfers of players that he wanted. And for example, Gusas and Siopis, who came in, they joined because of Errol Bullet. What motivation is that going to give them to say that if he's going to be there next season or not?
Hardly any.
It's an absolute joke, mate. I mean, we all know what's going to happen. If Errol Bullock goes, those two are gone. It's going to destabilize the dressing room a lot. Not that it's started destabilizing it enough now. But the fact that the Supporters Trust has now come out with a statement saying, we want answers, it's really getting to a concerning situation again where A, you're going to divide the fan base, B, you've left us in the dark again, and C, you absolutely cannot run a football club in this way, where you're making firefighting decisions, short-term decisions, leaving everything to the last minute and really upsetting the entire fan base. I know for a fact that Vince Arm and the Supporters Club are going to release a statement this week. Everyone knows whenever they release a statement about something to do with ownership, you are absolutely finished. That one is coming out. You have club legends absolutely blasting you as well. Nathan Blake put an absolutely fantastic account of this on Call Rob the other night. Just absolutely slamming the club and the hierarchy. Keith Morgan as well, chairman of the Cardiff City, absolutely fair play for your statement on there as well, saying we need answers, we need answers now. He's been very critical of Vincent Tan in his entire time that he has been at the club as well. And to be honest, another thing that I will say, there's 6 board of directors on the board.
Yeah.
Have they ever been in the same room as each other? Absolutely not. You've got Tan, Dalman, and Chu. They've probably been in their little meetings. Tan with his 2 little yes men. Admittedly, Dalman, he's fair props I'll give to him the last couple of seasons. Fair play for turning it around and trying to bed in this new Cardiff City. Admittedly, you're failing right now because of who you've got above you. And then you've got Ken Chu's too busy looking at his Lamborghinis instead of his car business instead of looking at Cardiff City, and he's Mr. Yes Sir at the end of the day. Steve Borley absolutely worshipped the man. The amount he's done off the pitch in terms of all the facilities, the training grounds, the youth academy, absolutely fantastic. The other board members, are they ever around the same table? I don't think they've even met half of each other at the end of the day. And the fact that is absolutely embarrassing. I'm just absolutely sick of it, to be honest. The one absolutely crucial thing that I would like to bring to the table, and with the terrible situation, one question I have for everyone: does Vincent Tan care? Because in my eyes, what I can see from here, he would have made a decision now. He does not care about this football club. He absolutely threw KV Corshrig under the bus and sold them straight away. Their fans are protesting forever to get rid of him after they were basically in relegation battles forever. Sarajevo, he's absolutely flushed down the toilet as well. Biggest club in Bosnia, just drops them off like a stone. And then you have the absolute Cardiff City debacle as well. I'm absolutely sick of it, mate. Absolutely sick of it.
Don't blame
you cannot run a club in this way. At the end of the day, if you're not going to make a decision on Bullet, you know exactly where to go. The entire fan base has been united for the last 12 years on this.
Mm-hmm.
You either put one entity or you're gone. And we all know that you want to be gone like yesterday. At the end of the day, you need to stop throwing your toys out the pram. You know you're not going to get your 300 million for the club at all. Sell it before it gets worse. That's my situation of it. You either sell it before it gets worse, or you actually make smart decisions and put footballing brains on the board. You give Errol Bullock the new contract, or you make a decision on him now. At the end of the day, some fans might say that he's not the right man for the job. That's responsibility to the club. But if you want to make that decision, you make that decision straight away. You don't defer and delay until the end of the season, when it's going to continue to destabilize the team, like that's been happening for the last 12 years. And in particular, the last couple of seasons as well. We're seeing that negativity raise back in now. At the end of the day, another thing that we constantly do mention is we have an epidemic of fickle fans, constantly booing at the end of every single game. It's not the players' fault in this situation, aside from a couple of individuals, which, in my opinion, you have the absolute right to boo. But if one thing goes wrong, or they put out, I know they constantly put out poor performances, but just don't boo after everything. Actually add some encouragement into the team instead of just absolutely slating them for everything. We're seeing it too much at these games now, and the toxicity is creeping back into it, especially after a positive season. But I think some people just need to calm down. But we all know where the main problem is, and that is from board level yet again, and it's absolutely embarrassing. And next season is the 125th anniversary year. I know exactly they're going to mess it up. They are going to make an absolute state of it. It's had an all right start, but another thing that really grinds my gears is you cannot beg people to renew their season tickets when you don't know who the manager is going to be and refuse to have accountability for it.
Oh
And
yeah,
put pricing up
100%.
as well. Absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah, you're completely spot on by that. I agree. I think if you've got nothing to suffice in an evidential way, then there's no means to ask these people to renew their season ticket. By all means, absolutely not. You've got no right to. I completely agree. And I don't think I don't think it gets better for a while, but it's how you get better. I don't know. He needs to sell the club. I agree. He ain't getting 300 million when he doesn't even invest in it. He doesn't even invest in it. I'd say 250 to 275 is more than enough.
Yeah. I mean,
what's he gonna spend? What's he gonna spend it on? Strippers, probably. Like 250 to 275 is more than enough.
I mean, for the size, I know I'm going to be a bit deluded here, and people say I'm deluded about it, but for the size of the club, and also my personal opinion on it as well, is we've got to be one of the most attractive clubs to buy when you just completely ignore everything on and off the pitch. Capital City Club, absolutely huge catchment area.
Yep.
Lots of fans boycotting. You can have one of the highest attendances in the Championship and like Middle Ground Premier League if you really work on it well.
True.
And at the end of the day, any Capital City club with the history that we've got is attractive to any owner. Like, could you imagine if we were in the same situation as Brighton, where we come up from the Premier League, sustain it well, and then push into Europe? The eyes on it would be absolutely nuts, considering our club size and our catchment area and the amount of fans that we've got, even with the boycotts, compared to Brighton.
No, I think it's certainly possible.
Hannah's been holding us back. It's shocking.
Yeah, he has.
But yeah,
I completely agree with you, mate. I completely agree.
100%. I'll probably get Julio's take on it when he's back in a few weeks anyway. But yeah, I'm sick of talking about him, to be honest. But we will swiftly move on, and we're gonna go around Europe a little bit. We haven't been around Europe recently, but we got to talk at it. And there's only one place to start, and it's the Bundesliga, isn't it? Harry Kane goes to Bayern Munich, currently sat second in the table, 16 points adrift. Lost the last two on the bounce. Bayer Leverkusen, probably going to have an invincible season. We absolutely love to see it. And boy's been exciting in the Bundesliga as well, actually. Reece, take it away, man.
Oh yeah, it has. The Bundesliga has been electric this year. Bayer Leverkusen only need one win to win the title for the first time in their history. They're only one win away, thanks to Bayern's defeat. The campaign in general has been insane. The whole circumstance of the league has really changed. It's no surprise Bayern are looking to really fix things up for next season, which makes the league more attractive, makes the league more interesting to watch, which is what I've always wanted. I want the league to get back to those heights of being interesting again, because I still like the league, but it needs a little bit more. Bayer Leverkusen are doing that. There's still the importance of the likes of Leipzig, etc. But Bayer Leverkusen have just had the perfect season in a way.
Yeah,
it's been perfect, and Bayern's turnaround is so much more than just getting a new manager or getting rid of players or signing players. We need that a different identity back in the league, where it needs to be a little bit more. We need a little bit more pragmatic back in the league as well, in the right way. Something like that is missing a little bit. We need that to change. If we can get that to change, then people will want to watch the league a bit more. We'll see.
100%. Because at the end of the day, pretty much won every single season since 2012. It's nice to have that change, but the manner that they've allowed it's really poor. Because even looking around them, Stuttgart are on a level on points, and at the end of the day, they were in the Bundesliga 5 years ago.
They were.
The way that they've rocketed up the league, fair play to them.
I know,
but
it's impressive.
Other ones that I've got to give a mention within the Bundesliga as well as just a comedy show and sort of being scraped under the carpet a little bit. The football season they've had as well, Reece.
I actually wonder what happens next.
Yeah.
I do wonder. I just don't know. You have the making to have multiple, similar to Serie A, where you can have multiple different title winners per season. The odd team that will retain the league, but you'll get real competitive winners again.
Mhm.
Finally, at
That's
long
what-
last.
At the end of the day, this is what makes football exciting. But yeah, what a season it's been. Even teams like Heidenheim coming up as well, like the way they've rocketed up, having a good solid season. Another one, Union Berlin drop off. That's got to be one thing that's got to be documented as well. Champions League last season, completely capitulating this year. Sad to see for that sort of club, but
Yeah.
that's disappointing there. You know what? I think it's time to move on to Reece's favourite. Unless you want to have anything to add to that.
Nothing at all. Just the fact that I agree, it is fair disappointing.
100%. Moving on to Serie A. Gonna start with Reece's team, Milan. What a run you're on at the moment. What was it, 6, 7, 8 games on the bounce?
7.
Fair play.
Yeah. And it all changed from putting Pulisic in the number 10 role. He's stood out in that role. Like it's tailor-made for him. Christian Pulisic is a fantastic attacking midfield player. Even better than being as a winger. It's allowed the likes of Chukwueze and all that to be free on that wing role. And it actually suits him. Now he can travel across the field instead of being on one spot. He can go in the left and the right. It gave Leao the license to enjoy his the match as well. It gave Giroud a little bit of unlock. It's that right blend. It's just it took so long. Where if it had been 4 or 5 months ago, for example,
Yeah.
you would have been looking at Milan going for the league title a lot more than Inter. But it's the manner of Milan's performances recently that's just been very impressive. 100%. If they maintain that, then it'll be a good end to the season for Milan. It'll be a very good end to the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, even then, another team that can't go unnoticed, and I know you hate talking about them, Inter, 1 loss all season. Arnautovic and Martinez up front.
Yep.
Mkhitaryan, Berea, they've absolutely smashed it this year.
Yep. And they're actually drawn with away to Udinese right now, yeah. Samardzic scored for Udinese. He's a good player. I do rate him.
Absolutely.
They're a good. It annoys me to admit it, but they are a good side. Like, they are a very good side.
100%. Even then, as well, as much as their attack, that they've been decent this year with the amount of goals they've been scoring, 15 goals against. I mean, that back three has worked an absolute treat from this season.
Yeah, and the midfield has been so effective. It's tailor-made. The entire league right now is so good. I mean, it is 6 points between Milan and Juventus, but it's only 4 points between Juve and Bologna. And Roma are 3 points behind. But the massive change is the fact that Napoli, defending champions after 31 games, are 31 points behind Inter Milan.
That's so poor.
Like, that's worse than a Milan drop-off. Like, that is genuinely ridiculously bad.
And on top of that as well, if they're not careful and continue to go on a poor run, they could let the likes of Napoli, even all the way down to Fiorentina, jump into those European places. Like they're holding on to a Conference League spot on the skin of their teeth at the moment. And I know that Serie A is probably going to get the 5th place in the Champions League, so that'll be a free pass for Roma. But Napoli are really, really leaving it bad.
Oh yeah, they are. It's their own fault.
Yeah,
and I'm all for it.
100%. And
I generally am, and the rest of the league as well. It's just the strength of it. But I actually hope that Udinese do get the win, because if Udinese do win it, it's only 11 points between Inter Milan and AC Milan, and Milan have got what? 7 games to go.
Yeah, 7 games.
And
Bearing
they've
in
got
mind as well, all are on 31 pretty much, aside from Atalanta Fiorentina.
Yeah, Inter Milan have still played 30 at the moment. Yeah, so Inter do have that, but it's generally it's there. Milan could still depends what happens. But if things go in their favour, Milan could still technically win this league. And if they do, that's insane.
Speaking of the devil, you're not going to believe this 95th winner from Fatesi.
They've just scored.
That just scores.
Jesus wept.
Well, there's Serie A completed.
Yep, that's mad.
Yeah, congratulations, Inter, for the win there. Yeah, 82 points now.
They've had nearly 80% possession. They've had 23 shots.
That's nuts.
They've butchered them. They've actually butchered them. That's just not right at all.
No, it's not. It's unbelievable.
Juventus beat Fiorentina and Juventus had 25% possession. I get Allegri likes to win, but even so, like, Juventus should not be getting bullied like that. Against a Milan or an Inter, I get it, but not against Fiorentina, who have had a good season. They shouldn't be getting out controlled like that.
No chance. No chance. It just shows the dominancy, doesn't it? But one I'd like to touch on before we do move on, though, Reece, is Sassuolo in 19th. What's happened there?
The Serbia loss definitely is now catching up to them, even though he's a little bit inconsistent in the league, like it is piling up. But I also think the certain players really are just losing their way and want to change. Like Berardi needs to get away. He needs a move. Why no one signed him makes no sense. I don't know.
One way for sure, and it's going to really hinder them in the summer. Berardi's out there 100% when they go down. And it's not if they go down, it's when they go down. And that's going to cost him, because everyone knows what the finances are like in Italian football, especially when you get relegated. Sassuolo are in the bin.
Oh.
If that happens.
Dumpster truck, blow it up.
Yeah. Really poor.
Set to engulf.
Yeah, I won't see them back for a while. Probably join the likes of Parma and Palmeiro as well.
Oh, yeah.
But aside from that, another team got to check in with, or not another team, sorry, another league, La Liga. Safe to say that top four's done, and probably Reals win the league. Girona getting a Champions League. That's pretty much bob on.
I think this is the best that Girona are going to get. They might be competing for Europe regularly, but I don't think they'll finish top 2 again. No way. Not
a chance. I mean, even the fact that they're pressing Barcelona to finish second is just that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening at all.
How quickly they came up as well, etc., etc. Fair play to them. Granada got to be hilarious. 6 losses on the bounce, before we move on swiftly. And Sevilla got to put a mention. We all thought they were going to be relegated at the start of the season. Somehow have crawled their way into 14th. Boy, the drop off has been beautiful from there. They've turned it around at least.
Yeah, still horrific though. They've got a big season next year.
Oh, massively. Massively, mate. It's going to be another club that we're going to touch on from another league. AFC Ajax. Feyenoord 6. Ajax 0.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but any Ajax fan right now, this has probably got to be the worst season in their history. By an absolute mile. Who fails to qualify for Europe when you're the biggest club in the country? Debatably, no, you are. You are at the end of the day. And since when do you lose like 10-0 or something on aggregate?
And since when are you getting turned down by a manager like Graham Potter?
That's when you know you're in a mess. But the one thing I will say, this is what I was bringing up, is Graham Potter. How arrogant is that?
He doesn't want
At the end of the day, you transformed Östersunds in Sweden, but the fact you don't want to manage the biggest club in the Netherlands and you turned it down, and you could build something insane there with that youth system that they've got.
It makes no sense,
That
especially
makes
with
no sense.
especially with his talent ID.
Yeah.
He would actually make Ajax very interesting.
Mm.
Like he would have done. They would have had more solidity than they would have done under Ten Hag. So they wouldn't have had the bottle job moments, but they would still attack teams really well. But I agree, it's that perceived level of arrogance to not go.
Mhm.
Like, is he afraid of Jimenez? Is he afraid of Quirian Timber, the big dweeb? If an opportunity like that came where they've won 4 European Cups, they've won every major European trophy, they're a stable in European history in terms of achievement and accomplishment, and you've turned them down. I'm sorry, but you're absolutely insane. I know that Eredivisie isn't good to go. I get it, it's not a great step from the Eredivisie to the Premier League, but it's still a great league to then go, I don't know, to Portugal or to go to Spain. But you turn it down? Like that stupid level of arrogance?
It absolutely is. Because at the end of the day, this is one thing I will take from it. If you had to choose between going to either PSG or Ajax from a merit and club size standpoint, you know exactly where you're going to pick. With like club stature and reputation. Not a team founded in 1971 who's never won a Champions League or just has done anything outside of their domestic league.
Exactly.
Embarrassing. But aside from that, is any of the leagues you'd like to touch on? Portuguese First Division, maybe?
Sport Lisbon are going to win the league.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Generally, like Benfica have dropped off. Benfica have dropped off. Sporting are going to win it.
Porto are miles behind in poor form as well. Braga probably squeeze into Europe. To be honest, yeah, that's it really.
And obviously, yesterday was a fucking insane game.
Mhm.
An absolute masterclass of a draw yesterday for Brendan Rodgers.
Oh, of course, Old Firm. Ignore me, I completely forgot about that.
Brendan Rodgers doing his best to get a draw at Ibrox.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing we got to say as well, because I watched the tail end of that game, what a goal by Rabbi Matondo.
I did tell you. The guy's a beast. Like, it's back-to-back games he's done that. I'm like, fucking hell. His pace,
to have
finishing.
the guile to do it in an Old Firm as well. Completely in an open position. Could have easily played it through and kept it safe. No, bang into top right-hand bins.
Exactly. And it's just the confidence to do it in such a big game. This is why I said, like, he needs to keep playing more and more the way he does. He's got the legs in him. And the funny thing is people were laughing at the Rangers players and Philip Clement for doing a walk around, clapping the fans because it finished 3-3. Do people not realise that the title race is literally right now in Rangers' favour? Rangers have a game in hand with the same goal difference as Celtic, and they're only a point behind. And the game in hand is on Wednesday against Dundee, who can still finish top 6 regardless of the result against Rangers. They just need to beat Aberdeen. Like, Aberdeen are going to deliberately get battered on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's going to finish like 3 or 4-0 to Rangers. Rangers are going to go top of the league on Wednesday night. And Celtic have shot themselves in the foot for this. The first half, Celtic should have been miles ahead, but they just got too cocky. In the second half, Rangers were like, if that's how you want to do it, fine. Goal, goal. It's the cockiness of certain clubs, and it's the fans' arrogance as well, and they get what they deserved. End of the season, they're not winning that league.
I mean, at the end of the day, this was the game that. I mean, at the start, especially with how quickly they scored, I thought that that's the league wrapped up. Celtic are going to do it, even though a bit inconsistency at times. But now they have absolutely blown it. And the thing is, they completely forgot to mention that Rangers have a game in hand where they can easily get a few points ahead, get on a good run of momentum.
Dundee on Wednesday.
A way to go.
Yeah, exactly. another thing as well, which is very important, that game at Parkhead, the final one of the season, I don't think Rangers are going to sweat that game. You know, I think Rangers will actually go into that game thinking a draw's enough, whereas Celtic need to win.
Yeah.
Like, they had a huge gap at the start, like literally because of Michael Beale. Celtic were absolutely cruising, thinking, Rangers are changing manager again. Nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
This guy doesn't know what he's doing. You really want to take that back? This guy knows how to set a team up. He came in and won the Europa League group when it was written off. Betis were going to win the group, and he walked in and said, "That's not happening." He won a trophy, and he's got a chance of winning, still winning the Scottish Cup, and he's still got a chance of winning the league, and still playing in Europe. Not because Benfica put Rangers out, but they had a chance. Rangers could still end this season with a domestic treble.
They can.
And Celtic have blown that opportunity. They could have walked everything, but they took Rangers lightly. They mugged them off. You should never mug off your great rivals like that.
And of course, making one of the worst appointments ever as well. After he absolutely, this is what I knew was going to be a recipe for disaster when he came in. But when Brenda comes in after that abomination in that last season at Leicester, where he got, what was it, the 7th highest wage bill relegated in the Premier League, ridiculous squad, comes into Celtic, has the perfect opportunity, as you said, Michael Beale, etc., etc. Great starts to the season, miles ahead. Inconsistency, Rangers easily catch him. I mean, Celtic's downfall is disgraceful in my eyes.
Yep. For me, it's beautiful, but it's just the manner. It's just the manner of it. You can't. You just can't do that at all. No top club can do that.
No, not at all. But anyway, aside from that, that's everything covered. Do you have anything else you'd like to touch on?
I don't have anything except thanking our great audience for watching us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope to see you all tomorrow and Wednesday for the Steel Chair review streams, and back here next week for another World of Football podcast.
Yeah, pleasure, 100%. We're going to smash it once again next week. I'm not sure if Hulu's going to be there, so in that case, it'll be this absolute Legends turn next time around as well. Oh, yeah.
Quiz is coming up soon. Quiz is coming up soon. Not next week, not the following week, but the end of the month. End of April is the quiz.
I haven't done one for a while, lads. We're going to be here once again. Hopefully, who's going to retain this crown? Do you reckon? Place your early predictions, Reece.
If Doug joins us, then I think Doug will win it.
Doug will, yeah. Doug will just absolutely destroy.
I think it'll be close. I think it'll be very close. We'll see. We'll try and get as much as we can. We'll try and get Doug. We'll try and get Josh, who hasn't been back on this channel for a long time, but he needs to. Yeah, and he needs to take part in a quiz. I'm sick of him not doing it. We're gonna really go guns blazing.
Oh, 100%. Make sure you're all here for that, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you slap that like on Spotify as well. And most importantly as well, this legend is doing the reviews on Tuesday and Wednesday. Make sure you check it out, guys. As we said before, he's been absolutely smashing it. WrestleMania weekend's been one of the greatest of all time. Now these reviews are going to be the greatest of all time. We've got Monday Night Raw tonight. Got plenty to discuss. Mm-hmm. Get subscribed to his channel, lads. But
weekly
aside from
6
that,
o'clock tomorrow. 6 o'clock tomorrow. 7:30 on Wednesday. Both nights.
100%. He's doing a double parter. He's following in how good WrestleMania was. Make sure to check it out, guys. But apart from that, if you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, so you can support the channel. That'd be appreciated. Like us on Spotify. Sub to this legend. And aside from that, we'll see you all next week. And most importantly, tomorrow on Reese's. Have a good one, lads. Have a good week. Enjoy.
Live on YouTube. And listen back on Spotify. This is the World of Football podcast.